as a researcher who has dedicated a lifetime to the study and practice of the Dharma, particularly its expression through the Zen tradition, I have seen how the modern search for relaxation often becomes just another stressful, goal-oriented task. The beauty and radical wisdom of Zen is that it offers a path not to achieve relaxation, but to uncover the profound, unshakable peace that is already the very ground of our being. This guide is intended to be a deep and comprehensive exploration, moving far beyond simple stress reduction techniques. We will journey into the heart of Zen philosophy to understand why we lack peace, and then delve into the elegant and powerful practice of Zazen, seated meditation, as the direct method for returning to our natural state of ease. It is my sincere hope that this will serve not just as a set of instructions, but as an invitation to a different way of being, a way of finding the deepest relaxation not by escaping the world, but by settling fully into the heart of reality itself. Zen meditation for deep relaxation. Introduction. Beyond mere calm. In the cacophony of the modern world, the search for relaxation has become a near universal quest. We are a civilization drowning in information, chronically overstimulated, and caught in a perpetual state of fight or flight. The result is a pervasive inner turmoil, a baseline of anxiety and tension that we have come to accept as normal. In response, we seek remedies, a weekend getaway, a digital detox, a mindfulness app. We seek a state of calm, a temporary respite from the relentless demands of our lives. While these methods can offer fleeting relief, they often fail to address the root cause of our disquiet. The Zen Buddhist tradition approaches the question of relaxation from a profoundly different and more radical perspective. From the Zen point of view, the deep, abiding peace we seek is not something we need to acquire, create, or import from the outside. It is, in fact, our most fundamental nature. This inherent state of peaceful, clear awareness is sometimes called original mind, or, in Japanese, Anjin and Shin, which can be translated as peaceful mind or the great peace. The problem is not that we lack this peace. The problem is that it is obscured by the relentless activity of our untrained, conceptual minds. Therefore, Zen meditation, known as Zazen Zuo-chan, is not presented as a technique for becoming relaxed. To practice with such a goal would be to add another layer of striving, another form of tension, to our already burdened minds. Instead, Zen practice is a path of uncovering. It is the art of settling so deeply into the present moment that the layers of habitual mental and physical tension naturally begin to dissolve, revealing the profound ease that has been there all along. This guide will serve as a comprehensive exploration of this path. It is an invitation to move beyond the superficial goal of stress relief, and to engage in a practice that leads to a far more stable and transformative state of being. We will first explore the philosophical heart of Zen to understand the anatomy of our inner turmoil. We will then delve into the precise, embodied instructions for the practice of Zazen, the physical and mental form that allows this deep settling to occur. We will explore the subtle art of shikantaza, or just sitting, which is the core of the Soto Zen tradition. Finally, we will see how this ancient practice, by its very nature, becomes the ultimate catalyst for a form of deep relaxation that is not dependent on external conditions, but arises from the very core of our being. Part 1. The Ground of Peace, the Philosophical Heart of Zen. To understand how Zen meditation works, we must first understand the Zen diagnosis of why we are so often tense, anxious, and lacking in peace. The cause is not our stressful job, our difficult relationships, or the state of the world. The cause is a fundamental misunderstanding of our own nature and the nature of reality. 1. Buddha nature, Busho Fo Shen, the peace you already are. This is the cornerstone of Mahayana Buddhism, from which Zen springs. The doctrine of Buddha nature teaches that every sentient being, without exception, is already endowed with the clear, perfect, and awakened nature of a Buddha. Our original mind, Honrai no Menmoku, is inherently peaceful, spacious, and wise. It is not something we need to build or attain. This is a radical departure from the idea that we are somehow broken, flawed, or sinful, and need to fix ourselves. From the Zen perspective, all our tension and striving come from the tragic mistake of not recognizing our own inherent perfection. We are like a person who owns a priceless jewel but, having forgotten this, lives the life of a pauper, constantly searching for scraps of wealth outside themselves. The practice of Zazen is the process of stopping the frantic search and turning our attention inward to rediscover the treasure we have possessed all along. Deep relaxation is the natural state that emerges when we stop struggling to become something other than what we already are. 2. Non-duality, Funi Bu-er, healing the divided self. Our ordinary, untrained mind is a mind of division. It constantly splits reality into pairs of opposites, good and bad, right and wrong, success and failure, self and other, mind and body, subject and object. This dualistic thinking is the engine of our inner conflict. We are at war with ourselves, trying to eliminate the bad parts and cling to the good parts. We are at war with the world, resisting experiences we label unpleasant and chasing those we label pleasant. This constant state of internal and external warfare is the very definition of tension. Zen practice is a direct path to the realization of non-duality. It is a training in seeing that these apparent opposites are actually inseparable aspects of a single, unified reality. In the stillness of Zazen, we begin to see that our mind and body are not two different things, but a single, unified process. We see that the observer is not separate from what is being observed. As this dualistic framework begins to soften, the inner conflict subsides, the war ends, and in the silence that follows the cessation of this inner battle, a profound and effortless relaxation is found. Free, emptiness, ku kong, the spaciousness that holds everything. This is perhaps the most misunderstood concept in all of Buddhism. Emptiness, sunyata in Sanskrit, ku in Japanese, does not mean a black void or nothingness. It means that all phenomena are empty of a fixed, separate, independent self-essence. Everything is a dynamic, interconnected, and impermanent process. Nothing is solid. Our tension comes from treating our thoughts, emotions, and even our sense of self as solid, permanent, and terribly important things. We grasp at them, fight with them, and identify with them. The practice of Zazen allows us to see through this illusion. We watch as a thought arises from nowhere, exists for a moment, and disappears into nowhere. We feel an emotion surge and then subside. We realize that these are just fleeting, impersonal energy patterns passing through the vast, open space of awareness. A mind that understands emptiness is a mind that is spacious, flexible, and fundamentally relaxed. It is like an open sky that is not disturbed by the clouds that pass through it. It can accommodate all of life's experiences, the joyful and the painful, with a sense of ease and non-resistance. This is the deepest form of relaxation, the peace that comes from no longer needing to hold on. Part 2. The body of practice, the form and spirit of Zazen, Zuo Chan. In Zen, the way we practice is not separate from the goal of the practice. The physical form of Zazen is not an arbitrary set of rules, but the very embodiment of the awakened mind we are seeking to uncover. The great Soto Zen founder, Dogen, taught the principle of Shinjin Ikanyo, the inseparability of body and mind. By giving our body a stable, dignified, and peaceful form, we are providing our mind with a direct instruction to do the same. The 7 points of an ideal posture. The classic Zazen posture is a masterpiece of psychophysical engineering, designed to cultivate a state of perfect balance between relaxation and alertness. The foundation, the legs, the foundation must be absolutely stable. This is typically achieved by sitting on a firm, round cushion called a zafu. The most stable position is the full lotus, kekafuza, with each foot resting on the opposite thigh. More accessible are the half lotus, hankafuza, with one foot on the opposite thigh, or the Burmese style, with the legs crossed and both feet resting on the floor. For those who find these difficult, kneeling on a meditation bench, seiza, is an excellent alternative. The key is to create a solid, triangular base with your 2 knees and your buttocks on the cushion. This stability in the body fosters stability in the mind. The spine should be perfectly straight and upright, but not rigid. Imagine the top of your head is being gently pulled towards the ceiling. Dogen instructs to sway the body from left to right and from front to back to find your natural center of gravity. A straight spine embodies alertness and prevents drowsiness. It allows the subtle energies of the body to flow freely. The hands, Hokai join, the hands form the cosmic mudra. Place your right hand, palm up, in your lap, and your left hand, palm up, on top of the right. The knuckles of the two hands should overlap. Gently bring the tips of your thumbs together to form a perfect oval. The thumbs should touch lightly, like they are holding a single sheet of paper. This mudra represents unity and the containment of energy. The state of the thumbs is often a mirror of the mind, if they droop. The mind is likely drowsy, if they push up. The mind is likely tense. The shoulders should be relaxed, open, and drop back, allowing the chest to be open. This posture counters our habitual tendency to hunch forward in a defensive or anxious crouch. It is a physical expression of an open, undefended heart. The head and neck, the chin should be slightly tucked in, so the back of the neck is elongated and straight. This aligns the head with the spine and helps to quiet the inner chatter of the mind. The mouth and jaw, the jaw should be completely relaxed, with the teeth lightly touching or slightly apart. The lips are closed without tension. The tip of the tongue is gently pressed against the roof of the mouth, just behind the front teeth. This simple placement helps to reduce saliva production and, more importantly, it helps to quiet the sub-vocalizations, the constant inner monologue, that characterize our thinking process. The eyes. In Zen meditation is typically done with the eyes half open. The gaze should be soft and unfocused, directed downwards at a 45-degree angle, resting on the floor about 2 to 3 feet in front of you. The eyes are not looking at anything in particular. This practice is crucial. It keeps us present in the room, in the world, preventing us from drifting off into a sleepy, trance-like state. It is a practice of being awake and present in reality, not escaping from it. The breath, the gateway to stillness. Once the posture is established, the attention naturally turns to the breath. In Zen, the breath is a vital anchor, but it is approached with a subtle difference from some other traditions. It is not an object of intense, analytical investigation. Rather, it is allowed to be natural and effortless. The instruction is simply to let go of any control and to allow the body to breathe itself. The focus is on a deep, natural, abdominal breath. As you sit, the breath should naturally begin to settle in the lower belly, or hara, fu, in Japanese. The hara is considered the body's center of gravity and energetic core. The exhalation is often given a subtle emphasis. Allow it to be long, slow, and complete, without forcing. This type of breathing has a profound, direct effect on the vagus nerve, sending a powerful signal to the nervous system to shift from a state of stress into a state of deep relaxation and calm. Part 3. The mind of practice, shikantaza, just sitting. We now arrive at the very heart of Soto Zen practice, the subtle and profound art of shikantaza, jiguan dazuo. This is often translated as just sitting. And it is here that we find the ultimate path to a relaxation that is beyond cause and effect. What just sitting truly means. Shikantaza is often called objectless meditation because there is no specific object, not even the breath, that you are supposed to focus on to the exclusion of all else. The instruction is simply to be fully present with the totality of the experience of sitting. The posture is the practice. The breath is breathing itself. Sounds come and go. Thoughts arise and dissipate. The practice is to sit in the midst of this ever-changing flow of experience without grasping onto anything and without pushing anything away. It is a practice of radical trust, trust in our own inherent Buddha nature and trust in the form of zazen itself. We let go of all goals, all agendas, all attempts to achieve a particular state. We stop trying to get relaxed. We stop trying to become enlightened. We stop trying to have a good meditation session. We simply sit, for the sake of sitting. Working with thoughts, the art of hishario. This is the most crucial point for a beginner. What do I do with my thoughts? The Zen answer is contained in the term hishario, fei si liang, which can be translated as thinking non-thinking. This does not mean suppressing thoughts. Fighting with thoughts is a form of tension. It does not mean getting lost in thoughts. Following a train of thought is a form of distraction. Thinking non-thinking points to a middle way. It means allowing thoughts to arise in the mind as they naturally will, but not engaging with them. We do not serve them tea. We do not invite them to stay. We do not get on the thought bus and ride it to its destination. We simply let the thoughts be there, in the periphery of our awareness, while the core of our attention remains grounded in the posture and the breath. We treat them like clouds passing through the vast, open sky of our mind. The sky does not cling to the clouds, nor does it try to push them away. It simply allows them to come and go. In Shikantaza, we are learning to be the sky. This non-engagement with thought is a profound source of mental rest and relaxation. Practice enlightenment, Shusho Ito, the end of striving. This is Dogen's most radical and liberating teaching. He taught that practice and enlightenment are not two separate things. We do not practice in order to get enlightened in the future. The moment of wholehearted, committed practice is the moment of enlightenment. When you are just sitting, fully present, without goals, embodying the posture with your whole being, you are, in that moment, the full expression of your Buddha nature. Your inherent peace is not something you will find later. It is manifest in the very act of the sitting itself. This understanding is the ultimate key to deep relaxation. It allows us to let go of all striving, all becoming, all anxious effort to get somewhere else. We finally relax into the profound perfection of this very moment, just as it is. Part 4. The Fruits of Stillness, How Zazen Cultivates Deep Relaxation. The deep relaxation that arises from Zen practice is not a dull, sleepy state, but a vibrant, clear, and profoundly stable ease. It manifests on every level of our being. 1. Physiological relaxation. The science is clear. The upright posture, the deep diaphragmatic breathing, and the inward focus of attention directly and powerfully activate the parasympathetic nervous system. The vagal brake is applied to the heart, slowing its rate. The production of the stress hormone cortisol is reduced. The brain shifts from the agitated beta waves of active thought into the calmer alpha and theta waves associated with deep relaxation and meditation. The body's innate rest and digest, and heal and repair mechanisms are switched on. 2. Psychological relaxation. This is where the unique power of Zen shines. The relaxation goes far beyond the physiological. Letting go of striving, the goal-less nature of Shikantaza is the ultimate antidote to the anxious, achievement-oriented mind. The deepest source of our tension is the constant feeling that we need to be doing something, fixing something, or getting somewhere. Zen invites us to completely let go of this project. The relaxation that comes from this surrender is immeasurable. De-identification from thought. By consistently letting thoughts pass by without engaging them, we have a direct, experiential insight that we are not our thoughts. We see that our anxious thoughts, our critical thoughts, our sad thoughts are just impersonal, fleeting weather patterns. This creates a profound sense of inner space and freedom. The tyranny of the inner narrator is broken, and a deep mental peace can emerge. Radical acceptance. Zazen is a powerful training in radical acceptance. We sit with whatever arises: physical pain, boredom, agitation, pleasant feelings, unpleasant sounds. The instruction is always the same: do not resist, do not cling, just sit. This practice of non-resistance is the very essence of relaxation. We discover that our tension is not caused by the pain or the noise. It is caused by our resistance to the pain or the noise. When the resistance drops, an unshakable peace is revealed, a peace that can coexist with any condition. Conclusion. The peace of ordinary mind. We began with the modern search for relaxation, a search for a temporary escape from the pressures of a stressful life. The path of Zen has led us to a far more profound and enduring discovery. It has shown us that true, deep relaxation, the great peace of Anjin, is not a state to be acquired, but our own, ordinary mind, to be realized. It is the peace that is revealed when we finally stop struggling. Through the disciplined and compassionate form of Zazen, we give our body a home and our mind an anchor. Through the subtle and profound art of Shikantaza, we learn to let go of our relentless habit of mental grasping and resistance. We cease our war with the present moment, and in the silence that follows, we discover the peace that was never absent, only overlooked. The ultimate teaching of Zen is that this awakened, peaceful mind is not some mystical state reserved for the meditation cushion. It is available in every moment. The awareness cultivated in Zazen is meant to be carried into every activity: washing the dishes, drinking a cup of tea, listening to a friend, walking down the street. The deepest relaxation is not found in an escape from our lives, but in the ability to be fully present for our lives, just as they are. It is the simple, radical, and profoundly peaceful act of being right here, right now. with a mind that has finally come home to itself.